And so we have the flavor manipulation series. I believe it's syrups, infusions, and bitters and tinctures. 3 different courses, but we have the same cocktails and ingredients for all 3 courses. So the whole point of that is to see how flavors develop in different ways with different techniques. So we're going to show you how to make an incredible syrup, but we're going to go really deep in technique on syrup. We're going to show you all the cool things that you do, from sous vide to, toasting your spices beforehand or not. And so going really, really deep into syrup construction. We're going to use those same flavor profiles and see how they hit different on the cocktail side with infusions instead. So if you infuse the same strawberry, it's going to hit different than if you were to turn it into a strawberry syrup. But how? And then the same thing with the bitters. So it is taking that same cocktail, keeping it constant for the most part, and applying these different techniques to see what the end result is going to be, and giving you the confidence to be able to do that as well. So that's a much deeper tool set and skill base. So that is our flavor manipulation series. And then we did one for non-alcoholic cocktails, kind of the 2 sides of it. One is enthusiast, buy this on the shelf, mix, match, do your thing, make a cocktail. And the one for the hardcore enthusiast or professional is basically how to make your own base spirits from scratch. Non-alcoholic base spirits from scratch.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Yeah.
It's an incredible course. And at the end of it, we made a Mai Tai, I think it was. And it was one of the best Mai Tais I've had with or without alcohol. It was phenomenal. And the minute you start creating non-alcoholic cocktails with the cocktail in mind instead of the ingredients in mind, it gives you so much more room to develop flavor inside of the same measurements. So it's hard for me to kind of describe how that works, but if you have 3 ounces of, liquid, but each one is 2 ounces of rum, 1 ounce of lime, blah, 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 blah. If you take that same approach, but put 3 ounces, I want to make the best Mai Tai ever, you have a lot more control over the flavor, and you can make a lot deeper flavor combinations inside of that same volume.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah, because you're not necessarily sacrificing 66% of the liquid in there.
Mm-hmm.
I love things where you can see before, after A/B tests to see how flavor differs one side to another. There's no other visceral way to learn something than just have that back to back, or, do the infusion and then do it with the syrup, like to see how it changes things.
It's pretty incredible, man. And it really changed the way I look at cocktail development. And some of the best cocktails we've ever produced have come out of the knowledge of that series. And, just as a kind of a high level takeaway for anybody listening is, when you have a syrup, it's usually front palate. It usually hits big in the front and then tapers off. And then with the infusion, that is not front palate. It is more mid to late palate. So now you can start layering flavors in, right? I want my rosemary to hit mid to late palate. Cool. I'm going to do an infusion instead of a syrup. But in the front, I'm going to put that strawberry. So I'm going to get that strawberry up front, and it's going to linger off into rosemary. And now I'm going to develop a bitters, and the bitters is what brings everything and ties it all together, right? So now I have bridges to flavors. And now you could layer that across multiple infusions, different lengths, different times, and you really have a lot more control over flavor development and how it develops on your palate than just initial pop. So that's kind of the takeaway.